Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to keep this camera still, but I'll try. It's been a minute since I uploaded a video, and that's because been kind of had my fingers in multiple information at the same time and just sitting back and making some observations. I've wanted to make a new video, but I wasn't sure what topic to cover specifically, because there's so many of them, and it's hard for me sometimes to separate them because they're some of these issues. Let's just call it political issues kind of blend together and they overlap. So just coming up with a title actually ended up helping me make the whole damn video. I had all the information, just wasn't sure how to square it off. So let's give this a try. Okay, I titled this, I don't know if I'll change it, but what replaced religion in the West? Or I may title it, effects of religion on society, quote, lack of. So, let's see here. My intro to this would be, humans are creative, even the lame are imaginative beyond their control. And I mean that, like, not as an insult, but I think humans, even the, quote, non-creative kind, can't help themselves. Like, our brains do a lot of stuff that we don't even ask them to. This isn't like telling your heart to pump or reminding yourself to blink every 12, 13 seconds. I mean, your brain makes a lot of connections, seeing things in the clouds or whatever, and you see animals, or when you see faces that aren't there, kind of thing. Your brain makes a lot of connections. So anyhow, I'll go ahead and get to the point of this. Is that the point of this video isn't to discredit or debunk any specific religion. In this case, any belief system has positive and negatives. Rather than debunking belief systems this time, I want to take a look at what's happening now in the West cultural. And I say Western, and I specifically said USA on here, but this is also happening in other countries besides just America and Canada. The name slips the country's name slips my mind, but there are a few other countries that are following right behind us, or we're right behind them. So it's not just the United States. As an ex-Christian, I was happy to hear less people are believing in rubbish. Like, that was between 2020 and 2022-ish. But over the past 8 months, I've noticed that some unhappy side effects. Just because people are smart doesn't mean they can't be convinced of ideologies and conspiracies. Oh, my camera was off. I gotta keep an eye on that. So, anyhow, as I noted on my last video, and I'll try not to repeat too much, even I am susceptible to ideologies. I think anybody is. While I still think that a lot of atheist channels have decent content and are critical thinkers, they panicked over COVID and took information too serious before everything could be looked at carefully. The channels I watched didn't use their critical thinking skills they use on religion to calmly look into what the news wanted the public to know and what they didn't. What the news didn't know, right? Point is that they don't use their skills to do anything or on anything but Christianity. I took a year of debunking Christianity using the same tactics. Not that there isn't more to say that's wrong with Christianity, but there are current issues that need some level of insight. The same channels don't look into this explosion of trans being pushed into schools and indoctrinating children. So I got a little side note here. Give me a second. Oh, okay, that's for here in a minute. So, people can recover. This is my little side point I thought about later. People can recover from mental indoctrination as they turn to adults. But giving your child hormones and surgery is permanent. Checking my camera. Okay. Nothing can undo that damage. I'm not defending Christianity when I say this, but it seems to be the lesser of the two evils. And I hate thinking like that, but that's true. And I'll explain here a little more in a minute. Like, so what, right? Who cares about a handful of channels on a YouTube platform? Like, well, one, they're pretty well known. They got, it's not like a few hundred. This is like 1 million followers or so. I'm not going to go through their channels and look specifically, but the bigger issue is that society is not that different from some of these channels. As religion in America and a few other countries is being depleted, these ideologies are taking its place. So, and that's kind of where I started off with the idea of this video, is like, I was happy for a while, like, oh good, less people going to church, so on and so forth, but what's happening is actually worse than that. So, and it's all going to get tangled in here in just a second. So, sorry about the camera moving. Alright. So look, as an ex-cigarette smoker, I feel strongly against, I have a strong distaste for them. I feel even stronger distaste about Christianity. So, just to put that out there, yes, I find many belief systems to be harmful, including Christianity, obviously. Many videos have already been made on the hows and whys, so that's not what this one's about. And I and many others has escaped this cult-like behavior ideas, while many others, like Mom, find comfort in their feel-good vibes that they get. And I'm probably guilty of the same kind of feel-good vibes from my own belief system. I think any belief system does that, so I'm not trying to dig on everybody. That being said, ideologies can and are just as dangerous. And we're talking about belief systems being dangerous and stuff like that, but ideologies are just as bad. So this next point, I kind of got it blurred together a little bit. Alright, this is something that's came up as far as like trans children. Like, this is not something that's ever existed until recently, the past couple of years, right? So this is all going to get blurry here. Encouraging children that they can be any sex to pursue the feeling, and to pursue that feeling. Between that and dating issues with adults, I'll get into that in a minute, and neutering our children, we're going to have a big problem. This generation, between 18 and 35, don't see eye to eye. This is the dating thing. I didn't go into a lot of detail. Maybe I'll do that in a different video. But most women dating today are polyamorous, and I forgot how to pronounce this word. Hypergamy. So what that means is that most women these days are take action of dating or marrying relationship of superior social or sociological education and background. They only date across and up. Now I didn't go into a lot of detail with this. I'm kind of sparing on some of that. It's almost its own video. But most women these days are either dating each other or sharing the same guy. And a lot of men are pretty much like 50%, almost 48% of guys between that age spectrum are single. Like single, not just occasionally dating like women do, but single. So my point is with this isn't to get on the whole dating issue. so much as that's a technology deal. I didn't hit too much. There are dating apps and stuff are not helping. But, a little slight tangent there. Hold on. Leads into most. Okay, most men being single. But what I'm trying to say is that the next 20 years we could see a population drop. Now, there's a combination of things going on here. Like I said, there's a dating issue. But then there's also, like I said earlier, children are being neutered. So when you have I lost my spot here. Plus, a whole class of sexless people will be left to take care of repopulating, which that doesn't sound like it makes sense because it doesn't. How are the children, if this continues, say nothing stops the children being harmed and indoctrinated, and we got, let's say that continues, what will a generation that can't reproduce, one, they're not going to be able to take care of themselves, and they're not going to have children to take care of them. I think it's what I was trying to get at with that. It's like this is going to go downhill very quickly in the next 20 years if nothing is done. Okay, here we go. Not good for seniors to be, I might be repeating some of this, for seniors to be either what's going to take care of this generation if the boys and girls, okay, yeah, in the population in 20 years, and add demasculating men and low, I'm going to butcher this, I can't pronounce the damn word, the chemical that men produce in their gonads, I'm going to change the camera here. My spelling is probably about it. Oh, I got this up close. I ain't going to read it. I'm going to just spell it out right because I can't pronounce for shit. Testosterone. I do have some pronunciation issues. Don't know how to pronounce that without hearing it again. I'm not going to stop the video to look that up. You know what it is. It's the ones that the guys make. It helps them like working out and stuff. But you take that away, and like men have to have that in their body. Like that's part of their thing. So you demasculate men, both chemically and psychologically. Like what do you think that's going to do? I'll touch back on that here in a minute. So this other thing, body positivity. This is another new thing. This is part of the ideologies that are not helping. Another feel-good ideology that is being pushed. It is one thing to love yourself healthily, but this fat acceptance is a killer. Just like it shouldn't have to be explained that XX chromosomes is female, XY chromosomes is male, and no amount of surgery or chemicals will ever change your biology, this shouldn't have to be explained. Well, it shouldn't also have to be explained that your body is biologically designed to be is not designed to be 250 to 300 pounds, etc. You don't have to be a doctor with a medical degree to understand that your heart has to pump blood through your veins to get oxygen to your cells. If you're obese, it takes a lot of work for your body just to function normally. Not discriminating against what you eat, like eating high bad cholesterol foods, leads to clogged arteries. It is just one domino effect from there. People have actually died pushing this. While the richer people that have pushed this can have had it surgically removed. They were like, oh, I made a mistake, and they acknowledged it. But they had surgery like liposuction or something like that. Leaving their less financially sound followers to struggle in their mess. Again, not cool or helpful. So, now I'm thinking of very specific videos that I've watched about that specifically. I don't know if I can find that in my list among lists of videos, but just look it up, issues of body positivity. You'll find a handful of them yourself. So, why do I bring all this up? Because as religion is decreasing in America, among other countries, these terrible ideas are taking its place. None of these things existed until we started to, when we took the restrictions of religion, I'm not trying to stand for Christianity, but religion in itself is a structure. No matter what religion it is, all religions are structures. And what I'm seeing, I guess what I'm thinking is like, when you remove the structures, even if the structures have some bad elements to it, society just kind of derails itself. So let's see here. I'll continue my notes here. I don't know if this is correlation or causation, but here we go. Some of these restrictions are necessary. That's what I was getting at. The radical left is trying to remove all boundaries and walls in society. Some of these, quote, walls exist for a reason, like protection. I'll give you a couple of fast examples. How is, quote, trans men pretending to be women, breaking records in sports, helping women? It isn't. Just an example. Men and women deserve to be treated equal, but that doesn't mean that they are the same. Okay, how is telling men and women, let's see here. How is telling men and young guys, I'm sorry, I had misspoke, men and young guys that being masculine is toxic and going to help society? When crime happens and no bystanders, like the men bystanders, help out these days, and society asks, where are all the real men at? Well, they've all been demasculated into doing nothing. That's what happens. And I've seen actual news clips, this isn't just YouTube media, like, of people, pointing this out on buses or whatever. Like, people, and not just on bus, but like anywhere. Like a woman be whopped right across the head in a public area, broad daylight. People be standing around and nobody does anything. Why? Because been demasculated, and nobody wants to. There's multiple reasons. One is demasculation. Other thing is like why defend people that are hate you. That has to do with the feminism stuff, and that's a whole nother video. I won't go down that. But there is a big part of guys just being demasculated. So Pandora's box has already been opened. There's no putting this crap back, and I'm talking about all of it. The dating thing, I don't know what to do about the trans and the ideology thing. I have a thought, but Pandora's box has already been opened. There's no putting this back. There's no like silver bullet solution that's going to fix this. But the only solution I can at least think of to at least start getting back on track, sorry about the camera, getting back on track is, let's see here, remove the ideologies from school and have society relearn that men and women are supposed to complement each other biologically, not be at war. America is definitely suffering from toxic femininity. So, I'll leave that there. This video is about 20 minutes long. But, please, if you have any thoughts or ideas, please comment. Like, this is a topic for everybody because it's affecting everyone. So, thank you. And if you like this video, please, like I said, comment and share.